Hi everybody, welcome back to Sharon from Vivid Days. Today, as promised, I am going to be exploring these beautiful Kielty Alcohol Inks in resin, and I am going to be making my own coasters. Dum dum dum! Wish me luck. Who am I kidding? I've already been to the future, worked out the end result, and now I'm in the past, so I'm your current. Now, I don't know if that made sense whatsoever, but I'm Sharon, I'm digressing. I worked alongside my son, my Ethan, who's due to go back to Australia soon, so I wanted to get him in the studio with myself, and he wanted to make his grandma some coasters, and as well as me doing coasters for myself. So there was lots of learns, there was some fails, but we share with you everything, warts and all, and there is some amazing end results from the three that I work with, so much so that they're going to be coasters, but I don't know which way up they should be, or whether they should actually be pieces of art framed somehow. So yeah, I'm Sharon, I'm digressing. Without further ado, make sure you sit back, relax, enjoy. You probably get more out of the review stage in this, because with it being alcohol inks in coasters, you can't see up that close. You see me pausing a lot, and that's me just assessing it as I'm going, but the end results I think are amazing. Anyway, I've lost my train of thought because I'm Sharon and I'm digressing. I hope you enjoy. Remember, if you like my channel, thumbs up, subscribe and share, and comments are always welcome, and share any knowledge that you've got with the rest of the people out there in the community, especially if you are somebody who is efficient at alcohol inks and making them in your coasters. Other than that, watch as much of this as you can, because that's your way of thanking me, the artist. I am off up Yorkshire for a few days for Ethan to spend time with his extended family and say goodbye to my mum and dad before he heads off back to sunny Australia. But yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Ciao. Remember to be creative, and remember to give the people around you a love and a kiss, and remember to tell them you love them. See you later. Bye. Thank you again for choosing to spend some time with me, my channel and art, as I explore the medium of alcohol inks within resin to create my own coasters. So the red arm that you're seeing is my son Ethan. He's making some coasters to take back to Australia when he returns for his grandma, and I'm going to be making a set to the left, testing out the Kielty inks and how they respond to this. Currently we are just getting our resin bubble free as much as possible, because when you are applying alcohol inks you can't add any flames after that, so it's worth spending that extra time to make sure you've removed as many bubbles as possible, and so you can enjoy exploring. Now, my Ethan has never worked with resin or alcohol inks before, so for him it was kind of trial and error, and ultimately we're going to go back and make some more, mainly because the alcohol ink that got applied was too much in the end. But I'm digressing. I'll talk you through what we're seeing on the screen at the minute, because I'm your present and I've already been in the future. So for me, I am distributing my resin evenly. You can see there's a real lot of bubbles in there. This is art resin. When I've finished working on art resin, I think I'm going to go back and trial master casting and experiment with there. I find that for me personally, I prefer to work with that. Art resin is still a beautiful product, but it does tend to be a little bit more pliable. I'm going to sit out a little bit and just allow the bubbles to escape naturally. I'll apply my torch and my heat gun, let it rest, cool down, try not to overwork it, and also bang in some of the air bubbles, because that sometimes brings together and help them pop. But I'm trying to not overheat it and try not to stick to get the heat directly onto the mold. It is a high shine mold, which is really great, because when the coasters eventually came out, you've got that beautiful shine on both sides. My Ethan to the right is just experimenting, adding a few bits of glitter and a few different inks. Pintata is what he's really working with, and I'm sort of coaching him along the way as best I can, but trying to keep an eye on mine. Yeah, so I was going to be working with just the 4 colours that I am having an experiment with from Kielty. Those beautiful colours that I can't tell you the names but I will put them in my description. I did want to add the white, which is from my Pintata. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, Miriam. Oh, yes, my other alcohol inks. Because I feel that when you start to apply them, it can look quite dark, and for me you need that white to balance and really bring out those colours. What you'll also do is see me standing back and watching, because this is my first time using these within the resin. So as I apply them, I'm trying to see what does the resin want to do with these inks, and how does these inks respond to the resin. And I wanted to try and get a balance of a lot of clear resin showing through. Purpose is I wanted them quite delicate, but I also wanted to be able to see the alcohol ink as it cures underneath, and not just have a mass underneath there. So with each one my confidence grows and I know what I can apply. So I really don't have any rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get an even distribution, but trying to leave enough clear spots, and I'm just observing how they interact. And then you'll see me doing this and layering the white until I feel that there's enough there. In the meantime, keeping my eye on what Ethan's doing to the right and trying to encourage him to keep going. So other than that, I would just like you to sit back, relax, enjoy. If there's any key moments that pop up, I will add commentary to it as to what I'm doing and why, but there is a lot of commentary towards the end, so I'm not too sure what I've said now. I'm hoping that all your questions will be answered, and I'm hoping you're enjoying seeing me experiment. But please hang in there, please watch as much as you can. It is definitely worth seeing the end results, because they're pretty special, and it's given me so many ideas to go back and try resin and alcohol inks for other pieces of art. So yeah, sit back, relax, enjoy. Hope you're feeling very relaxed. Just wanted to take a moment and just tell you that this is when I started to see the alcohol inks separating and becoming really vibrant and giving me that solar system kind of feel, or coral under the water movement. So that gave me the confidence to carry on under a similar flow, and I hope that you appreciate seeing this process. I'll see you again shortly. hope you're feeling relaxed now. As you can see, I've moved over to Ethan's coasters. He'd given up and, well, not given up, that was wrong to say. He thought he'd finished and went away. So what I tried to do was rescue, because I could just see to the right of me they were separating quite dramatically, so I was just trying to see if I could salvage them. So in between doing the fine detail and my tendrils, as Miriam calls them, you'll see that I'm moving over to the right side trying to rescue them, but that's when we'd overwork them, hence too much alcohol, so we'll go back. But I'm working backwards and forwards, and when I'm working on Ethan's, I'm just monitoring what is the alcohol ink doing, and is it settling nicely, or do I need to add more white? And you'll see I'll keep coming on and adding more detail just to try and create that real 3D effect and swirl. But I think that's it for my commentary for the rest of this video. You'll hear me debrief and do a review shortly, so enjoy, get a little bit more relaxed, and I'll see you on the next video. I distributed my resin fairly evenly. You can see that there's a slight difference in height. They also have come out with a little lip, which I'm not too concerned about. I'm going to probably go and add, oh, put that in wrong, a lip. So I will probably go and add a more resin just to the top, just to bring it in, just to give some depth that it's sat in the middle. But the bases, they're quite interesting as well. I love the patterns that's created, and most of it stayed at the top. I can definitely see some bubbles throughout, but I kind of like that. Adds to an interesting effect. I'm sorry you're not able to focus on that much, but you can see through it. The resin still needs to 100% cure. It's still a little bit pliable, which is what you saw when I brought them out. There was a little bit bend where I'd been a little bit heavy on them, but that's flattened out quite nicely now. So I will add my bit of resin, see what that does to the edge, and I might sand them down. You have that option as well. I don't know if you can see, slight raised sort of lip there. Love these inks and love that little bit of glitter that's added there. And I love that there's quite a bit of clear in there, so you could actually keep that as mini art or coasters, but love that one. So they're all of the same family, but you can definitely see that they've all got their own little takes. One slight air bubble in there, but it's not come through the end. It's actually stuck within the resin, which again I quite like, and I love the transparency of it, but yet you can see the alcohol ink blending and moving beautifully with the white. So the white was the Pintata, and that was the only one that I used other than the Kielty inks, the 4 colours that had been presented, and I love the way it drew in here and then released the colour again, but as it's cured it pulled back in, so maybe I added it a bit too early. So what I might do next time is experiment. If I let the resin really cure and then I add my inks, do I get more of these crawling effects? Does it maintain the integrity that I've put in? And what kind of difference do you have? So yeah, I really love this. And again, there's the lip around the edge, so we'll go back and do that one. And last but not least, there's some beautiful 3D effects in there, which I don't think I'm getting on the camera, but you can see the way the resin and the ink just pulled along, and then it's set as it's dried, as it's creeping forward there. Pretty similar theme to the others, slightly different effects. And again, that was one of these beautiful little things that created that was originally big, but as it's cured and settled, it's gone quite small. So love to see how I can replicate that. So not too sure if you're going to be able to focus, but you can see some interesting effects there in the bubbles. I quite like. I know that some people may not enjoy that part, but I do. This one I've added more white, so you do get to see a little bit more of that alcohol ink that's dropped right through to the bottom, but that adds an interesting thing in itself. But when you look at that, the bottom's just as pretty as the top, and I think that's maybe because I've applied it quite sparingly and try to control that, but it definitely looks like some kind of coral or underneath the ocean. But these colours work beautifully together. They responded really well to the resin, and I love the boldness and vibrancy of those colours on top. But again, there's enough clear space there, or should I say yeah, put your teeth in, Sharon, I'm digressing. But these three are definitely keepers, and I'll just add a very thin layer of resin to the top. I considered putting glitter on, but I just want to keep it clear, just to keep the integrity of what I'm doing there, but I do want them to be flat. These are the ones that Ethan attempted to do, and he did an okay job, but the ink didn't respond well. So I then tried to go in and salvage these, but I think I've added too much alcohol ink versus the resin, so, and I was also using a different resin, but there's some beautiful effects. Love the glitter at the bottom, do love that one, but I will go back with him and we'll create some more, because you can see the ripple there, and I could maybe add more resin on top of it to seal it, but it's quite, I don't know if you can see, but it's quite, ooh. And I think that's just the mixture of resin to alcohol. But I'll see, I might do a test and I might just put some resin on top and see what happens to that. But I might just start a fresh set with him, because he wants to take him back when he goes back to Australia for his nan. Similar kind of thing, just showing you, just that from the back just looks spectacular, and a really great idea for a solar system in the coasters. So that, the clear glitter is quite special, and some nice sort of effects as you go around, but you won't be able to see that. And again, you can see that skin, and I think that's probably where I overworked it too much, trying to salvage it. And again, you've got the same dilemma that you can more or less put your finger through. So back to the drawing board with that one, and also these. So I would say we played too much when it was curing, too much alcohol versus resin, but I will get him back into the studio and we'll show you the results of his next batch. But I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've learned along the way, or maybe there's some tips and tricks you want to share with the community. So yeah, pop those in there. And remember, if you like my art, thumbs up, subscribe, share. Comments are always welcome. And remember to watch as much of this video as you can, because that's how you thank me, the artist, and that's how you give back to my channel. But I'm Sharon, I'm digressing. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next video or experiment that we do. Bye.